Hi everyone, Simon here with a review of Soundself, a Technodelic. I love me some arty games and some unusual games and unusual uses of technology, and Soundself is certainly one of those. It's a meditative app or game which can be played in VR, which I'd imagine is where its best use is, but you need your microphone to be able to play this game. What it does is it puts you into the start of like a meditation experience and then asks you to hum, or sound as it calls it. So you might just want to hum with a or you might want to as a sigh with it all out. However you make the noise is entirely up to you, but you need to do it in a constant breathing motion. And then what it does is take your audio from the microphone and almost start like swirling it around and making it an atonal experience that just kind of resonates around your ears. And whilst that's going on the screen or all around you in VR, you'll be travelling through a kind of visual psychedelic tunnel. Depending on the types of noises, the pitches, the intonation, I'm assuming the speed of it as well, will determine the types of movements and configurations of things that you get as you pull through. And then at the end, everything kind of fades away and you'll be left sitting under a tree for you with some birdsong around you for a couple of minutes to just kind of meditate and then come back out from the experience. It is very new age, it's very arty-farty, but you know me, I love me some of that when it's done well. Soundself is a really interesting experiment because some of it I think actually really works, but it then pulls me out of an experience just because of, I'm assuming, the limits of technology at this time at the minute and how things react. In terms of audio, it is a weird experience because like you need headphones on for this and you do need a microphone kind of vaguely closer around you. And at the beginning, I was just like, this must sound really stupid as I'm just humming, and then I could hear myself kind of slowly going back. But as it builds up and builds up, there's something around having that, it reminds me of singing bowls, that resonance where you can feel it kind of like reverberating through your water of your body. And so it does kind of feel like a really interesting experience to have. And from that point of view, and I can see people really channeling and getting into that and feeling like this is making them zen and centered. It doesn't for me. I just think it's just an interesting experience. And I like me some weird and wonderful visuals. So that's why I was like, bring it here, Bubba. But then what would take me out of it is that as I was getting into the flow of trying to hum, I'd find that my ums would go on longer and longer and longer, and it didn't necessarily like that as the game experience. And so occasionally the lady that kind of does like a pre and post narration to try and get you up and running for each session is like, Soundself will only work if you sound. Let's do a deep breath and a sigh together. To try and get you back going again. And I was making the noise, but it wasn't quite triggering it like what it wanted the next visual to be. Maybe I was breathing in at that time, where your pace of your breath slows down and becomes more elongated as you become more relaxed. I think if it's able to be a little bit more robust, I guess is the best word, and flexible around moving all of the visuals and the sound around exactly how you're making it, then I think that would be really, really interesting. There was also a point where I burped. And apologies if that pops up in this review. I'll try and skip it out if I can. But it was really interesting to then hear my burp reappear like 30 seconds later, like echoing around me. So there is comedy to be had in like a weird way as well. But yeah, a really interesting experience. I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it at the moment. I think you'd need to be quite into psychedelics and that kind of sound meditation to really sit there and be like, do you know what, this gets me. But it's an interesting alternative to all of this mind meditation apps that are out there at the moment. But I would recommend doing it alone with no one else around so that you don't feel embarrassed. If you do have to be quiet, then put the microphone as close to your mouth or on your neck as possible so that when you hum quietly, it still picks up the vibration of everything, and I think you'll be okay. For everyone else, it's a weird psychedelic visualizer. And it's out now on PC. So take care. I hope that's of interest. I think VR users will probably get the most out of this. When I was doing it in front of my PC monitor, and whilst it was lovely to see all the visualizations, I think it would lack the effect of you travelling through a tunnel, so that it tries to like make you feel transcendent and like you're going on a journey. Whereas I was just like, it looks pretty, and I'm still going hum all the way through. So I hope that makes sense. Toodle pip. Bye for now. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a collection of media projects ran by me. If you like what you see and want to find out more, visit patreon.com/Higher Plane Network. Your support can make so much more possible, be that a like, a comment, a share, or a pledge. Thanks for watching.